I have the feeling that through these doors, there's so much to learn. Maybe even the answer to an age-old question. Let's go in and see. Hello, everybody. Johnny Cocktail with you today with Carlos in his fantastic bar, the Royal Cocktail Club. We're in Porto. Carlos,
Hi.
welcome to
John.
my cocktail mind.
Welcome to my house, John. It's
Oh,
a pleasure to receive you.
oh, thank you very kindly. Well, first things first, I have to ask, is it good to be king?
I will not say that I'm the king.
Well, I regard you as the king of the Royal Cocktail
Yeah.
Club. It's not Royal Cocktail Club, it's the Royal Cocktail Club.
Yeah. I don't see myself as a king. I see myself as a part of a very beautiful house with a very beautiful history in the city. And it's a pleasure for me to be the face of the bar.
Well, you represented exceedingly well. In fact, you've been here since the opening, haven't you?
Yeah, in 2 times actually.
2 times, but when it opened.
So we opened back in April 2017. Back in the time, we were the first cocktail bar in the city. So we made the entry of a trend in the city. Then I left because a new job opportunity appeared, a different thing that I would really want to try. And after a year of being at the Royal, I left and I came back after 5 years and a half. And then the invitation came to become the bar manager of the Royal. So
terrific.
A good son always returns.
The prodigal
this time with a little improvement on responsibilities. I always tell this story because I think it's funny and it's very interesting. Because from nowhere, I was checking my browser history and it's all about drinks and cocktails and spirits and seeing where can I study about the area. And I made a decision. So if I'm looking for this, maybe there is an opportunity. And on the beginning, my idea was never get the opportunity to study hospitality to be behind the bar, but mainly study hospitality subjects and cocktails subjects to integrate my field of work. I study more, I read a lot, I made all the formations that were available in the country at that time. And in mid 2012, probably, a big change in the country start to appear because the brands start to be closer to the bartenders. More information was delivered to our door. So the brands start investing in brand ambassadors. The guys start to come, start to share, and it was a big. I think it was a big revolution. When I say big revolution, but it's
not a carnation.
Variety. It was a big change in the market because from one moment to the other, we were able to get information, and the competition started, and it was a way. And I always saw the competitions in a way to get knowledge, to know people, and to learn a little bit more and grow.
You mean bartending competitions?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not competitions in the industry among bars.
No, bartending competitions.
Yes.
So, but I stayed in Bonaparte for 6 years. So a job that was supposedly to be a place just to win some money while I was waiting for an opportunity in my field of studies become a passion and a full-time job.
I would think it would become a passion because as you're going down the timeline and talking about competitions, tell us about 2015.
So 2015, it was the second edition of the Bartender of the Year in Portugal. They made the first edition of the Bartender of the Year in Portugal. That actually the first winner of the competition was Wilson Peters from Algarve. And I was seeing that on the social media, and I said, maybe I will appoint it to the competition because the competition was really different from all the things, even what is being made today, because it was a long-term competition. It was not a competition for a day. So I recall that the competition went for almost 6 months. It was really a very good opportunity to make connections and learn.
Sure.
Because from the first moment, it was always the point.
Yes.
And gladly, everything went okay, and I ended up winning the competition in 2015. After being positioned in fourth, my colleague that made third quit, and I took his position. And thankfully, and everything went on a good way, I managed to win the competition, and that was the turnover. I talk about the competitions not as in a way to highlight the points, but I always like to touch these points because uh, in my way they were important, not for recognition but for growing.
Yes.
Of course, the recognition counts, but competitions never make you better or worse than anyone. Just you were in the right moment, in the right day, everything went okay, and you catch the opportunity, and amazing. So lots of doors open for you after that point. But in the next year, bye bye. There is another one. So it makes you more responsible, and it makes you be more sharp. Because when you reach a certain point, you can go down. So you have to keep working, and that's the funny part of assuming the responsibility to go to the front and be part of these things. But anyways, 2015, bartender of the year, lots of doors were open. So during the year of 2016, what I was doing was like I was mainly doing events with Mario Valeri, that actually is one of my mentors of all time. He's one of the most charismatic figures in the cocktail scene in Portugal, and I worked alongside of him during the 2016 year. And in the end of the summer, we started preparing the opening of the Royal. And during the September until April 2017, the original team of the Royal, that was me, Daniel Carvalho, Tatiana Cardoso, and José Mendes, that now is actually the manager of Porto. And Tatiana is about to open her own bar. And Daniel is a brand ambassador for a brand. So everyone took different paths, but we started as the original team of the Royal Cocktail Club. And we opened in April, and in that time started to open the registration for World Class. The final is in Mexico. Is a country that I identify a lot because of the agave spirits, and I really want to try my luck. And you go, and I went, and in the end I ended up winning the competition a month after we opened the bar. That it was the perfect timing, I think. Of course. It was like we made a huge noise on the industry because we were the first cocktail bar in Porto, so big news.
Very much.
And we opened, and after a month, we were winning the competition. We are winning the best opening of the year. Later that year, we won the best team of the year. So it was a very interesting year for us. And again, so I won the competition in 2017. I represent Portugal in Mexico City in the global final. It was an amazing experience. The ranking was okay. But in the end, it only matters if you win. All the others is we go for the experience because it's a mind-blowing one.
I imagine so. Yes. And then you had a hiatus. You had an absence. You wandered away. You came back.
Yeah.
And while your title is manager, for many people that may sound it's administrative, but that's not the case. You are a barman. You're behind the bar every working night, it seems. You are mentoring, and you're bringing up a new crop of young great bartenders.
So let's try. I see the bar manager position so you can see it in different ways. If you are a bar manager for a big group that has lots of outlets, and you are the responsible of all of them, you cannot be in operation. So it's impossible. So there is too much work to do in a daily basis that I don't believe it allows you to be in the operation. It can be, but not every single night. If you are the bar manager of one spot, I don't believe it in office work. It's a job that needs to be done, but you don't have the amount of work that makes you be in the office every single day. So you take it one day of the week or some hours of each day to make whatever you need.
Mm-hmm.
But the operation spot, I think, is the thing. And I love to be in the bar. So if you put me inside of an office to make the work, I will do it because will always be connected with the area. But it's not the place where I'm going to be happy.
Sure.
Because if you like to work in hospitality, and you need to like it, because otherwise it's a nightmare. You need to be on the scene. So now, what is happening is that I think it's not the problem, but is the big issue is the generation conflict. Because I'm turning 45, and most of the guys that work with me could be my child, but it's cool. I think I learn a lot with the guys. So, and while you have your mind open to understand that you can always learn something on a daily basis, I think you are on the right spot. Because I can teach them a lot, but they teach me a lot too. So it's like a giving and receiving relationship between the guys. And at this point, I think I have an outstanding team.
You mentioned a generational change, but what other changes have occurred in the industry since your return?
I think it's the approach that was so back in the days, or if you want to return to 2010 when I started, everything were more simple.
Of course.
People went just to have a good drink, have a good time, and leave. And now people are looking for experiences or something new, or something that is disruptive, or give me your most strange creation, or what is the most strange ingredient that you ever met? So questions like that you receive. And of course, all the techniques that are starting to appear during the time. So some back in some years ago, you make a margarita, a classic one. Yeah. Now you have a clear margarita.
Sure.
Everything should be crystal clear.
Clarified and fat washed.
Yeah, yes. You know? So there is these little changes. What I think it is the thing that changes the most, and I think is the social media generation, is that sometimes people work for their ego and not for the client that comes from the door on. And I think that is a big issue. Because in the end, people come to a bar to have a good time, have a good drink, and they actually don't really care if it is the best bartender of the world or the worst. If the drink is okay and they have a good time, it's perfect. And sometimes the bartenders and the barmaids in these days are more worried about their ego to showcase what they can do. I can do this, I can do that. Look what I do, rather than grant a great experience to the customer. And when this happens, I think is the bad part of hospitality. But thankfully, in a general way, everything works smoothly, and everything goes well.
I think that's ingrained in your staff here, the approach to hospitality. It's reinforced so many places on your social media, the bar's social media, that's part of the experience. That's part of the expectation of the guest. And that's really a differentiator between the great cocktail bars. It's not always the creations, but the bartender's ability to read the room, to interact with individuals, and to make them feel welcome, to have that hospitality factor.
Definitely. I think one of the things that I worry the most about our daily operation is that we always should treat everyone that comes to visit us the same way that we like to be treated when we go somewhere. I think this is the mantra. Because if you don't treat well a person, you cannot be expected to be well treated when you go otherwise to other places. Really. So this is one of the biggest points. And when we say people are looking for an experience, so we always try to give them the most attention as possible to each customer. Sometimes it's not possible because you're already with us. You know that we have quite a volume, but we try to give a little time to each person that comes to us. So even if it is to have a little more detailed explanation about what they are drinking, a little explanation about what they can do in the city, taking our time to sit with them, write all the things that they can do, where they can go, other bars that they can visit, because our community is very short. So we are many more now, thankfully, but we are still very small, and the Porto city is small, so it's not so big as other cities. So we always try to share the good places that people can go. And if they want to try us again during their stay, amazing. We experienced that a lot. And in reality, people that come here for 4 or 5 days of vacation, they spend 3 or 4 nights with us, which is cool.
I think also what is part of that experience is this building, is this room. I think it starts on the outside
Yeah.
with your marquee. And then as soon as you come through the door and you have this impressive back bar, it's soaring. It's a great use of wood and mirrors and the stone around the edges. It's very well considered. And I think that sets a tone and maybe an expectation as soon as people walk in. They know they're in a proper cocktail bar. And what I mean by a proper is that it's people come here for a cocktail. It's cocktail centric.
Yeah.
It's the mission instead of coming here as part of lodging or entertainment or a meal.
For sure.
You're really defining that when people arrive.
So our idea when we opened back in 2017 was always to create a bar that was more a kind of a hotel lobby bar feel. So very fine, very unique, very cozy. And for all the people that come to Porto know the big mess that this street is. But when you come to our door, you enter in a parallel world because everything is more quiet. We only do sitting, so we don't serve standing. So all the people have their room, and the noise is never too high. So you can have a conversation on a table without being interrupted, and you are very comfortable. But on the same way, when we opened back in 2017, the will to have such a beautiful and cozy bar um, made a barrier to some of the customers, mainly the locals, because they looked from the door in and they say, this is a very fancy place. This is very expensive. We don't have the money to go here. And I think this was our biggest fight when we opened, because we had to show the customers that, okay, this is very beautiful, this is very cozy, we made it this way just for you to take the most of it, but we are not as expensive as you think. So we are affordable, so you can come here, enjoy your drink, have a good drink, and not be not overpaying. And when we started to do that, so for example, I can give you my personal experience. When people come back in 2017, we delivered the menu, and the people were like, "What do you suggest me?" And now our first suggestions was always about 2 or 3 drinks. It was the cheapest drinks on the menu. And the question from the other side was, why are you suggesting me the cheapest drink? Because I know it's really good, and if you like it, you are going to be encouraged to try the other ones, and you are going to trust me, and we start gaining the confidence of the customer like this. So people try the cheapest cocktail on the menu, they like it. The next time that they visit it, they are already with the mood to explore the menu and try different things, because we gain their trust. And I think the most important thing in hospitality in general is to have the trust of the customer, because after a while they don't even look at the menu. They just look at you and say, well, you know what? Feel free to do whatever you want. And I think that is the beautiful part of working behind the bar.
And that is an expression of trust, and it does take time to cultivate because, and trust has to be maintained. It can be easily lost and then hard to recover.
Exactly.
Now, you did mention cozy and intimate, but people should be aware that there is another space downstairs that's even more intimate and cozy with a little smaller. It'll be quieter. It's a lower ceiling. It's a little dimmer. So that is a different layer of experience.
And when I came back in 2022, I said, you know what? Let's forget this. Let's do the same menu on the both floors with 2 or 3 drinks that we can only do downstairs, just to make the down floor more interesting and people want to try it. Sure. Because otherwise what happens is that people go downstairs, they ask drinks from the upper floor, you know what, here you cannot do it. It was a strange vibe. So we start doing like that. We still do it. So we have 3 drinks that we only do downstairs, but it's not a secret place. It just opens between Wednesdays and Saturdays because I need the full staff on the house.
Yes, it's an overflow.
I need the full staff on the bar to operate both floors. But anyone that comes and wants to go downstairs, perfectly available.
You've mentioned menu a couple of times, and your current menu, that's a commitment from the bar's side in that it's like a bound book.
Yeah.
And it's exceedingly creative, your elements of the earth. And who is the driving force behind that concept and the drink concept?
A little bit of everyone. In terms of drinks on the menu, is a team effort. In terms of concept, we worked alongside with the marketing department, and we wanted to try to do something that could give us a good length in time of the menu.
I'd expect.
We are about to prepare the volume 2.
Yes.
So hopefully end of June should be available. We are going to keep the same concept, the elements, but we are changing drinks. And in this time, all the team has participation on the menu, because when we launched this team, some of the members were not with us at the time. We had some transfers during the release of the menu in our days. But in the next menu, all the team is going to be present with a cocktail in the menu at least. And I think is a way of feeling the menu closely for the guys.
Or what are the inspirations behind the new drinks that may appear?
Now we have some techniques, of course, because I think even if you don't believe it, and I put believe it in a different approach, is that you need to have some techniques showcase on the menu in a bar like this or any other cocktail bar, because otherwise people are, why don't you put this? Why don't you do this way? Why are not using? So we have a little trip behind different techniques, but the concept is always the same. Is I think our menus were always turned to the customer, crowd pleasers, drinks with ingredients that people really identified and recognized, because I believe it, and my team, I think they believe it the same way. There's nothing more uncomfortable for a customer to enter a place, open a menu, and don't recognize nothing that is there. What it's going to do is they are going to ask something because with no orientation at all, or they are going to go to the safe choices. They are going to the classic cocktails that they know, that is going to be very well made for sure,
of course.
But they are not going to try to risk and try to try our creations. So the point when you have on the menu ingredients that they really identified and they know what it is easier. Is a starting point for a conversation and a starting point for them to feel free to try. So I think this is always what is on the base of our construction of the menu, is give the people the chance to try very, very nice drinks with very good techniques, but with ingredients that they know all their life.
What else would you like our audience to know about what makes this place so special?
I think the thing that makes this place special is the team, the people that work here. Forget it about individualities. It doesn't care for nothing. I think is the team spirit, the team effort, and when the team works as one, and you can realize on their faces and on the mood that they bring to the house, you realize that the team is connected, and that feeling passes to the customer. So better than all the drinks that they can try, better than all the environment that they can feel. I think the good vibes that the team transmits to the customer in our house, I think that is the highest point of the experience in the bar.
Well, and that team represents a very high skill level, because there is yet another member of the Royal Cocktail Club team that is a recent Portugal World Class champion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So actually, he had an improvement this week. So yeah, Fernando.
Yes.
Fernando actually is working with me for the past 8 years. So we have a connection, a professional connection for 8 years already. And he just won last year's world class competition.
Yes.
And this week he was nominated as the best bartender in Portugal by the Lisbon Bar Show Awards.
Oh, congratulations
So,
to Fernando.
another improvement.
It keeps on coming, and I'm sure there will be many others that will follow in his
Yeah,
footsteps.
now the next goal is one, and we are very clear what we want to reach. So we want to win the best team over.
Terrific. And I think that is in the future.
I think yes.
Yes. Well, when people may want to come here and come to Porto and build in time to visit you, what's the best way for them to learn more about this bar so they can plan that visit? What social media?
So mainly Instagram, I think, is the social media that we work the most. I think is the one that connects all the others actually, and is the best channel where they can follow what is happening. But the best way is to come.
To come, just to be
present.
Well, I'm glad I came, for sure. And I think one part of the reason I'm so happy to be here is because I'm looking forward to a drink.
Of course, I'll choose for you.
Okay.
You are in my hands now.
I trust you.
Go, let's go for it. So, John, welcome to this side of the bar where is my home, my safe place. I'm going to prepare a very special drink for me that's still on the menu for a very short time, because he's going to be on the Hall of Fame, because he's going to be off of the menu. Is one of the cocktails that I took to the world class final. I put it on the skin. So it's very important for me because it marked a very important time of my experience. So it's a more straightforward cocktail, and is a drink that is, so this we have it in a pre-batch because, as you know, you work in volume.
Yes.
But it's a Scotch whiskey base with some port wine, because all of my career I try to highlight the port wine as an ingredient of the cocktails in the places that I work. We have some orange liqueur. We have some chili, ancho, and chocolate bitters that we manipulate in house. We don't create the bitters from the scratch. We manipulate existing bitters with the flavor that we want, because in terms of consistency, we realize that it's easier to maintain the consistency of the bitter along this time. And we use a little bit of Óleo Saccharum, that is the extraction of lemon. It's a very forward drink, so all the spirits, you are going to feel the notes of the whiskey, you are going to feel the sweetness of the port, the citrusy of the liqueur, a little bit of the spicy of the chili ancho, but not in the hot way, just to feel the presence of the spiciness. And then we are going to finish the drink with a little smoke that we make with a mix of wood chips and chocolate tea.
I don't know, what is that last ingredient?
Chocolate tea.
Chocolate tea.
Exactly.
What type of wood is used in the chips?
Oak chips. So the idea of bringing the tea alongside with the wood is that the tea burns much faster than the wood, but the smoke is lighter.
Hmm.
So when we do it, we want to give a little inch of the smoke, but we just want to make it disappear right on. So like that, the smoke is not going to be the main character of the drink, but it's going to give you a little hint of what is happening afterwards.
And a beautiful rock.
We always, so on the beginning, the rocks were an issue, as you know, and now everybody saw it in the social media. Sometimes when the customer sees the big rock, they always say, I'm putting less drink on my glass or something. The beautiful part of it that you can change mindsets along the time. And when we start using the rocks, the people were always complaining, but now if you don't use them, they complain because we don't use the rocks. So, but in terms of aesthetics, it turns the cocktail much more beautiful.
Yeah, of course. And when it's especially the clear format,
Yeah.
which is even now being incorporated into home bars.
Exactly. So we present the drink like this. He goes to the table with a cap. No, we always joke on the table. This is a ice breaking. Yeah, it is. Yeah. It works as an ice breaking sometimes with the customer because people, when we take the glass and it's covered, the first reaction is always to pull the phone for a photo. And they say, I know, I already know what you're doing. I'll wait for you. Don't worry, take your time. And then when they are recording or taking the picture, we just and we make a little swizzle. So we have the first breathing of the smoke. It disappears, and then you start sipping, and you have a good time drinking the cocktail.
And a terrific representation of what is to be expected from the Royal Cocktail Club, as well as a representation of the city of Porto.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Smoke essence is still present. Wonderful flavors. All of those little touches are apparent, they're evident, and if I was going to get a tattoo, this could be a candidate. Well, when you do come here, and I certainly hope you do, please tell them Johnny sent you, and you might be one of those people that has 3 or 4 visits in the 4 or 5 days that you're in Porto.